what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming,
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
It is my honor to welcome all of you to your UNT Dallas commencement. This ceremony is one of the most cherished celebrations that we have in higher education. Commencement also recognizes the culmination of a student's great personal sacrifice and determination that paved the way for this achievement. It also recognizes the staunch support of your families and friends, the devotion of your faculty and staff at UNT Dallas. We sought to provide you with a welcoming place, a university that believed in you and believed in your potential. I know I speak on behalf of all of us at UNT Dallas when I say we could not be more proud of you. 2020 will no doubt go down in history as one of the most challenging years. It was a time defined by a global pandemic, social injustice, and a great contested presidential election. Through it all, each of you graduates persevered. It speaks volumes about your commitment to your own future and to the hope that you harbor for those around you. It is now my pleasure to ask Dr. Paul Reynolds to recognize our veterans.
UNT Dallas and the UNT system family are proud to support our students serving on active or reserve status and our military veterans. We honor their sacrifices. Recently, UNT Dallas was recognized as one of the few universities to become a Purple Heart campus. Moreover, UNT Dallas is an official chapter of Salute, which is a Veterans National Honor Society. Eligible veterans inducted into this honor society must have a GPA of 3.5 or above. Chapter members graduating this evening are wearing blue honor stoles. To all those who are serving or have served, thank you for answering the call of duty. You have made our armed forces the most respected in the world.
Socrates once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." And that is a very profound quote. However, I disagree. Any life is worth living and learning, but the examination of life started 4 years ago at UNT Dallas. We all hate to go to the doctor for an examination, the poking, the prodding, the asking questions, and then the diagnosis. The examination started for me when my daughter graduated from University of Houston. Boo-hoo. She told me, "Mom, you have encouraged me while I was in school. Now it's time for me to encourage you." As a single mother, I always put my daughter first and my dreams second. At my age, I had to ask myself, dare I pursue my dream of a higher education or just be okay with where I was in my life, with no diagnosis of who I was and what I wanted to do? I took the first step and enrolled at UNT Dallas. My first semester, I walked across campus and apprehension began to set in. How would a woman at my age look to the millennials on campus? I sat down and the poking and the prodding of my intellect began. Next came the questions, what do you think? What are your thoughts? And Professor Tan's 3 to 5 page single-space papers to write were all part of the examination into my deepest thoughts to become an educated Black woman. All the late nights and midterms and finals through the first 3 years have brought us to this point in the examination of ourselves. So many students with the goal of getting that diagnosis of a degree. Each of us should be proud that we did not give up. I have met some amazing professors and friends who shared their examination of self with me. It is not the examination of self, but the diagnosis of self that each student receives at UNT Dallas. How many of us are not the same as we were the first day of class? I know I am not the same because I now know that education is the key that will open doors of opportunity in our lives. Who would have thought after 4 years of college, I am now thinking and striving to get my master's and doctorate in sociology? As we celebrate this day with pride of our hard work and an amazing educational institution, let us never stop examining ourselves to find out who we are and what we can and will contribute to this world. Guess what, guys? We did it!
Good evening, everyone. What a blessing it is to be here with you virtually to celebrate this significant occasion in such an unparalleled and extraordinary time in our nation's history. I want to thank our esteemed guests for their constant professional, emotional, and physical support of our student body and successful guidance they bring to the table for all of us, especially when we began to attend classes virtually earlier this year while on spring break. I want to thank President Mong for his constant support of not only his students, but his staff, faculty, and his true commitment to our community. His participatory leadership style with the Student Government Association and student body shows through his newsletters, volunteer time at drive-through food banks, and attendance at many events held on campus and online now. He creates communication channels that gives the students clarity, peace of mind, and hope. Hope that was and is necessary in such questionable times, but he and his wonderful team kept us going and supported us every step of the way, all while battling this pandemic with their own families as well. Thank you so very much for all you and the UNT Dallas staff continue to do for our trailblazers and their families. Thank you for letting me be here with you and your families this evening. Whether you are gathering around the kitchen table or living room, I'm truly honored to be here with you. My name is Milan Princessa Denine. I'm a graduate student in the Public Leadership Program here at the University of North Texas at Dallas. I was born Milan Princessa Anguiano right here in Dallas, Texas, at the old Parkland Memorial Hospital to Gilbert and Patricia Anguiano, just 16 miles from UNT Dallas. Who would have known that one day this great urban city would build a 4-year university right here in our own backyard? Better yet, that I would return to my hometown of Dallas, Texas, married to not only a fellow Marine, but my battle buddy Joey, who is now himself a trailblazer studying business, and with our little boy Liam, after serving 5 years in the United States Marine Corps, and have the opportunity to not only earn my bachelor's degree in human service management and leadership in education as a trailblazer, but now my master's degree in public leadership. My siblings and I grew up in a modest home while my parents ran 2 retail stores in the local mall in Mesquite, Texas. My dad taught us young how to provide the best customer service to people, not only in person, but over the phone. We were little mini employees that helped watch over the merchandise, salesmen that handed out business cards standing in front of the shop telling passersby what sales we had going on that day, and so on. I was a mall kid, and serving those who came through our stores was a thrill to me, and it put a smile on their faces to be assisted by such young kids with experience beyond their years. This would always make my mom and dad proud, and that was always worth the seconds of embarrassment, I thought, and sometimes said, "Gee, Dad, do we really have to stand out here and talk to strangers again?" It was soon followed by a love for doing that with my family. Then one day, I was 8 years old. We just had to pack up and leave. Big business in the mall had moved on, and that meant we had to do the same. My family had to move what seemed like almost instantly. I didn't know it then and wouldn't know this fact until 2 years ago, when really understanding that there was different types of homelessness and the meanings that that has for so many across our communities. My family of 6 had lost everything. We lost our home, and we had one little car that we all squeezed into that we called Lucy. Thanks to people from our church and other kind souls along the way. I believe we would now be known as couch surfers, riding the wave of pure generosity and support of someone who cared for our family of 6. Not one time did I know during this course of housing instability that we were homeless. My parents did a fantastic job of making sure we had food, clothing, fellowship, and a place to rest our heads. I have given this a lot of thought and how grateful I am to my parents and all those who were stewards of kindness when we needed it the most. And I would not be here without them. Like many of you, I am a first-generation college graduate, and now the second in my family to earn my master's degree. I am a Bryan Adams High School alumni that received the Rising Star Scholarship that afforded me the opportunity to attend Eastfield Community College before I enlisted in the United States Marine Corps in 2006. While serving in the Marines, the unit I was stationed with became a community I learned about, I loved, and began serving. As a non-commissioned officer, I began mentoring young Marines and their families to help them find resources the base and community had for their families. When I was discharged, my shop presented me with a plaque that had my nickname, Shop Mama, printed on it because of the relationships that I formed in my unit. I'm the first female in my family to have joined the military and the first woman to join the United States Marine Corps. I come from a family of military service and background dating back to World War II. I owe my thanks and gratitude to the many men and very courageous women before me that stood up for their rights to education, rights to vote, and most importantly, the right to equality in all aspects of life, both here in the United States and to those men and women who sacrificed their lives in war overseas so that you and I could have the opportunities to succeed today. If you are a veteran, whether you are a student graduating today or a family member sitting in the living rooms or kitchens across the country watching along, I would ask that you stand as we celebrate you, your service to country and education accomplishments today. To my sailors, airmen, soldiers, guardsmen, and my personal favorite, my Marines, I want to thank you for your service to our country. Family and friends, will you please give them a round of applause? Thank you. You may be seated. If there is one word that resounds through our campus, country, and globe during this pandemic, it is that of support. We as students, family members, friends, and colleagues and essential employees came together to assist one another in this very difficult and emotional season. What a time for so many of us to be scholars. You could have chosen to forgo your education until classes resumed to be in person or at least hybrid, but you did not. Over 4,000 minority students chose perseverance over a pandemic, and that is trailblazing excellency. Our communities are so strong, and we want the best for our children, our grandchildren, ourselves, and the future as we know it, and that is something to be proud of. We grew as a university when others decreased in their enrollment, and that is a reflection of you and what you are made of. I would like to highlight that the University of North Texas at Dallas has an incredible enrollment of women in all majors across the board in undergraduate programs as well as our master's programs. Our Lady Trailblazers are enrolled in twice as many undergraduate programs compared to their male classmates, and in master's programs, we are almost triple the population of males in all graduate platforms. Giant kudos to all my fellow scholars, but especially to my lady scholars right now for leveling up your education, building your skill sets, networking, thriving in your communities, building your family capacity and your future. You are worthy of all the education and success ahead. Just take it one semester at a time, and before you know it, you will have 2 degrees under your belt, feeling blessed as ever that you did not stop because someone told you, "Aren't you too old for school? Don't you have kids? Don't you work full-time? We never get to hang out because you always have homework." Or one of my favorites, "Aren't you married?" Let none of these things ever stop you from being the most successful scholar that you can be. Education is worth it, and so are you. My pastor, Josh Howerton, recently said, "You don't have to be perfect to fulfill your calling," and that perfection is not a prerequisite to your purpose. To all of my fellow graduates across living rooms and kitchens today, you are fulfilling your purpose and should be proud. Now, if you are a mother, father, brother, sister, son, daughter, grandma, grandpa, tia, tío, abuela, abuelo, boyfriend, girlfriend, or significant other, now it's your turn, so listen up. You too deserve recognition for your unfailing and unending support during your scholars' long study days, nights and weekend classes, endless hours of midterm study groups, helping watch our children while we attend classes on campus before the pandemic, even for Saturday classes, and we thank you. For our loved ones and friends who prepared to-go meals because you know we're low on money and are tired of eating fast food on the way to class or didn't have time to pick up our groceries to make anything for Saturdays, y'all know what I'm talking about, especially my grad school parents. On behalf of all my fellow graduates, I want to say thank you for supporting us through this challenging but extremely meaningful educational journey. We could not do this without your support. To my son Liam Elijah and my husband Joe, thank you for supporting me through all the adventures I get us wrapped into. To my parents and immediate family, thank you for always rallying behind me to make this diploma possible. If all my graduates could grab your cowbell, clap your hands, and give your loved ones hugs for all the support they have given you throughout the years to get you to this very special moment, now's the time to make some noise and say thank you. I want to leave you with this. Someone I highly regarded once told me to my face, while I sat in their office, this very sentence: "Your military service doesn't matter here. You have to leave that behind because it won't help you here." When in fact, it was quite the opposite. Everything I learned in the Marines continues to be a strong driving force in my daily life and fuels my passion to serve my community, no matter where I go and who it is for. I left their office that day quite speechless, a little angry, but more hurt than anything that this person I looked up to for so long had said these words to me. I want to tell my fellow veterans that are enrolled and those listening and thinking of enrolling in community college so you can transfer to a university to better your lives, that I support you, that your service has and continues to have a purpose. Do not leave your benefits behind and unused and wish that one day you had chosen to activate them. The time to educate yourself is now. And had I listened to that person, I would not be here today with not 1, but 2 degrees standing in front of you, urging you to take advantage of all the opportunities that you have earned. To all my graduates, no matter how much someone or many people in our lives have or will continue to try to break us down and veer us off our path of continued success, you are the only one who has true control of the achievements you master. I am living, breathing proof that every obstacle I was faced with still led me to here as a master of public leadership, and I'm proud to be a product of my hometown university, the University of North Texas at Dallas. Congratulations, Trailblazers, class of 2020. Be blessed and prosper in 2021.
Greetings. We are happy to have with us today Nancy Henderson, the mother of Josh Howard, UNT Dallas's first men's basketball coach. We could not be more pleased that Coach Howard is at UNT Dallas as our inaugural coach, and what a fortunate opportunity we have to greet Mrs. Nancy Henderson.
Hello, hi. My name is Nancy Henderson, and I am the mother, proud mother of Joshua J. Howard, who now is the coach for UNT Dallas. And I just want to say that I'm so grateful that he is my son, and for this opportunity for Ms. Williams and the president for allowing us to speak, me to speak, and for opening up the opportunity for Josh to be the coach. So I'm so grateful, so thankful that he is my firstborn. He has always been a blessing to me. He has, because of him, I think that know that I'm the woman that I am today and the mother that I am. Because when I had him, I was young, and my life changed tremendously for the better. So he is such a pleasure. He is a very confident young man. I think he will be a great coach and an example to the young men that he is coaching. So I'm so grateful. I can't say it more than enough to God for him. He's always been such a good kid, sort of mischievous sometimes, but good. So I just want to say thanks again and tell Joshua that I'm so proud of him. Words can't express how grateful I am and so proud to be his mom. And the next, I just turn it over to the conversation with him and the president. Thank you.
Coach Howard, we are so pleased to have you as our men's basketball coach and as a campus leader at UNT Dallas. You have played at the highest levels of both college and professional basketball. You were named Player of the Year in college basketball's best conference, the Atlantic Coast Conference, or ACC. And you were named to the NBA All-Star team. These are exceedingly rare achievements. At the same time, you have been an authentic voice and a strong advocate for youth your entire adult life. Thank you for agreeing to be our commencement speaker today. Coach, you once said if young people want to be successful, they have to grow up. I suspect you meant they need to develop emotionally and learn to interact maturely into the world. We have a university comprised of many first-generation students. What advice would you give them about growing up and becoming successful?
Well, thank you for having me. And one of the things I would say about young people growing up and trying to be or becoming successful is understanding that you will make mistakes. And when you make those mistakes, it's how you come back from those mistakes. And I say that to a lot of my young men and women out there that follow me because it's about your confidence as well. Those mistakes can cause your confidence to fall down, and then you won't try to do anything else after those mistakes. So one of those things I will tell the class of 2020 is to continue to push through all your mistakes regardless of the outcome. You're going to always turn out a better person after those mistakes are over with.
Thank you. Coach Howard, you did not grow up with a lot of money, but you had a strong support system as a young person. It seems to me you never forgot your roots or those who cared about you. Like most young people, you had your ups and downs as a teenager.
Yes.
I know I did. How was this support system there for you through thick and thin?
Having a support system is probably one of the best things I could ever lean on. Understanding that your family and your true friends, genuine friends, really are going to be the ones there for you through thick and thin, and push you through those mistakes that you might, have that's going to cause you to be a better person later on in life. So for me, keeping your circle small and understanding who your family members and your true, genuine friends are can also just propel you to greatness. And those friends and that support system that's behind you, I mean, they will thrive off of your energy and propel them to greatness. So it's kind of like a like-minded type thing where you just want to be around the people that, push you and are similar to your values and morals, So just having an understanding of who you are and the people around you is very, very important as far as success.
That sounds like a virtuous cycle to me.
Yes, it can be, but you have to stick with it.
That's right.
You can't fall off that path, And it's going to be times where, it's going to be somebody that's going to try to come into your circle. You have to be able to identify it. You can't just sit back and be nonchalant about it and think everything's going to be all right, he's going to pass through. You have to recognize it, understand what it is so you can deal with it and move on.
You're someone who believes in giving back to the community. You've created the Josh Howard Foundation. What are you trying to achieve with your foundation?
I'm trying to achieve with my foundation, or what I'm trying to achieve with my foundation is a legacy for my kids, their kids, and people around that are watching me or have watched me start this foundation from, I think it was 2007. At Mount Tabor High School, I did my first camp. And to watch it grow into what it is now, and just like you said, it's community. Community is a big word that people don't even understand the definition of. And if like-minded people get together in the community, you can make that community thrive. No matter if you're black, white, red, purple, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you come together as a community, the community will thrive and show other communities how to thrive as well. So growing up in Winston-Salem, we had a lot of great public figures, but just in my mind, I felt like when my opportunity came, I was just gonna make it known, but be quiet about it. So, just getting out there doing after-school programs where not too many people know that it's mine, but understand that if I post it 9 times out of 10, I have something to do with it. Or like down here in Dallas where I'm doing the feeding programs, where I partner with the government. Who would have thought the Josh Howard Foundation would partner with the government to help feed less fortunate kids in low-income areas? So for me, it's just making myself an outlet for men and women who really don't have it. And understanding that I reached a level in my life where I'm a celebrity, and I understand that people need to feel and touch a celebrity to understand what it is to get to that point, and don't be one of those celebrities just kind of hiding behind, the scene all the time. I am a quiet guy, but I understand that I do have to step out and let people see me. So even doing this commencement speech, so understanding that and understanding what my community is, it's just me trying to make them better.
Thank you. Obviously, you are the inaugural men's basketball coach at UNT Dallas. And I was thinking the other day of some of the great players like yourself who turned to coaching. And I thought of Bill Russell, who I see as an iconic Hall of Famer. And I feel like he was the first African-American star player to turn to coaching. Mm-hmm. And I was curious, did people like Bill Russell influence you in your decision to become a coach?
Well, yes, Bill Russell is one of the influences in my life, just knowing his history to become a coach. But the main guy that sticks out in my mind, and I know my mom will know this, growing up in Winston-Salem, Clarence Big House Gaines at Winston-Salem State University, won, if not the first Division II championship in my hometown. I've been to his camps. He's tried to recruit me through my mom back when he was alive. Just the impact he had on our community which me growing up on the southeast side of Winston-Salem and being able to see a real live basketball coach interact with, local kids outside of his college. So that's something that I even take out of his book. But to be the first African-American coach to win a Division II championship, in my mind, is just, unbelievable and a blessing to see. So Clarence Big House Gaines, along with Skip Prosser. And I know if people know me, they know I would not leave that name out. He was really the man that really shaped and molded me to just think about others, but also know that I got to get the job done regardless if that person or those others don't, come with it or understand your drive. So, Skip, I'm getting tingles right now because I know he's shining on me, and I appreciate his family for just allowing us to have him as a coach, So those two men have definitely been a great impact in my life, and some of the things that I've learned from them, I'm definitely pouring into my students on and off the court. So, yes, those Big House Gaines and Skip Prosser are definitely two big influences in my life that have definitely pushed me, to where I am.
I think for the 2020 graduates, I think it's just another important message that our mentors are important to us throughout our life.
Yes. Yes.
When did you first believe there was life after basketball? Did you always harbor that perspective, or did it come later as a young man?
I think life after basketball for me was always something that I knew was coming. So when it actually came, I knew I wanted to take some time to myself. So I guess I can say I pre-planned it and knew what was coming. But as far as the coaching part, I just kind of lived by faith and not by sight. And once I got into coaching at Piedmont, and thank you, Dr. Pettit, for that. That's the Carolina University now. That's the president there. But once I got there, I realized that was my calling. I realized I was able to use my platform to give men and women an opportunity to do something with a little round pigskin ball that could stick with them through life and help them be a greater person. So for me, that's when, coaching and using my platform was just something that I knew that was naturally for me. So I definitely enjoy it, and I'm always thank you. Yeah, little do you know, I'm gonna get on your nerves if I'm gone, but you and Dr. Pettit have gave me the opportunity. Y'all's platform, you gave me a platform, so I'm forever grateful.
I think for all of you in the class of 2020 and your families and friends of UNT Dallas, I think you can understand from the thoughtful comments from Coach Howard why he was selected. And so I'm very grateful to you for taking on this assignment. Yes, and thank you so much for being our commencement speaker today.
I appreciate you for having me. Class of 2020, go out there, be successful, be great, be a great UNT Dallas trailblazer. And at the end of the day, I like to say this, a trailblazer is somebody that burns their own path and people follow it. So y'all go out there, be the best productive person you can be, and I guarantee you it's gonna be one person that's gonna see it, and that's all it takes, is one person to follow you and make somebody else do the same thing. Continue to be great. I love y'all.
Greetings, UNT Dallas family. I'm honored to stand before you as a representative of the administration, faculty, staff, and students in recognizing the tremendous work of our colleague and friend, Dr. Daniel Friesen. On October 23rd, 2020, Dr. Friesen, who served as the Assistant Dean of the School of Business and tenured Associate Professor of Business, passed away suddenly. We are deeply saddened by his passing, as he was known to many as the voice of UNT Dallas. I had the privilege of working with Daniel over the last 15 years. We started our tenure here in July 2006, when the very young UNT Dallas was located off Hampton Road. We were both hired as coordinators of our respective programs and were commissioned to help grow the university to enroll, at that time, 1,500 students. We all had to share an office with at least 2 other people because the campus was so small. It was like having college roommates. Over the years, I learned that Daniel loved music, travel, and whatever his wife Janine was interested in. We specifically talked about her love of art and jewelry, which happens to be 2 of my favorite topics. As the university grew, so did opportunities for leadership. Daniel and I served as division directors and shared what was known as the Dean's Suite in Building 1. Daniel's office was in the back facing the west. You could often hear him singing, and if you stepped in, you'd find him working on his computer with his cap or visor on because his office faced the setting sun. No matter the circumstances or situations, Dr. Friesen always had a calming presence. He was full of jokes, movie quotes, a song, or more silly anecdote. Daniel's leadership will be greatly missed at all levels, from Faculty Alliance President to University Curriculum Committee Chair to the Assistant Dean of the School of Business. Daniel was the kind of person who got along with everyone and knew no strangers. He was witty and comical and just an overall good guy. He never seemed to be in a rush or particularly moved much by anything. Some knew him as a funny man, a dynamic boss, a mentor, and the best professor on campus. We will forever cherish the impact and legacy of Dr. Friesen. He had a way of making all of us feel important, including students. I want to quote the statement of his administrative coordinator, Ms. Dina Hale. She said Daniel would say her favorite thing was that he would walk out of the office to go teach a class and say, "Dina, I'm going to stomp out ignorance." The biggest lesson we can learn from the loss of Dr. Friesen is to live life in the moment, enjoy the journey, laugh often, be supportive, be willing to listen, and know that you have an opportunity to change your world, one person at a time, one colleague at a time, one student at a time, and one friend at a time. Here's a Scottish epitaph for Daniel Friesen. An honest man lies at rest, as ere God with his image blessed, the friend of man, the friend of truth, the friend of age and guide of youth. Few hearts like his, with virtue warmed, few heads like knowledge so informed. If there's another world, he lives in bliss. If there is none, he made the best of this. This poem comes to us by Robert Burns. Thank you.
Not only did we lose a dear professor, the university also lost 2 promising students in 2020. At this time, I would like to acknowledge 2 special degrees that will be awarded posthumously today. First, I want to recognize Leticia Sanchez. Leticia was born in Brownsville, Texas, and was not only a UNT Dallas student, but also a wife and mother. After earning her associate's degree and working in ESL classrooms, Leticia decided to return to school to earn her bachelor's degree and become a full-time teacher so she could help more students pursue their educational dreams. To the family of Leticia Sanchez, thank you for sharing your daughter with us. Her love of teaching will not be forgotten. On this day, December 11th, 2020, the University of North Texas at Dallas posthumously awards Leticia Sanchez a bachelor's degree in psychology from the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And next, I want to recognize Araceli Valdez. Araceli was a Dallas native who also loved teaching. She was a senior at UNT Dallas who took her education seriously, a double major in criminal justice and psychology. Remembered by many for her smile, Araceli was dedicated to her students and always led with compassion. To the family of Araceli Valdez, we applaud her selflessness and the way she touched the lives of so many. On this day, December 11th, 2020, the University of North Texas at Dallas posthumously awards Araceli Valdez a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and psychology from the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Today, all of our graduates have earned special degrees. We are proud of your hard work and perseverance as you continued your coursework in the middle of a pandemic. Graduating in the year 2020 is an accomplishment that will be remembered for years to come. Because of this historic achievement, the commencement slideshow will recognize every student who graduated in the year 2020. The students will be shown in alphabetical order. Candidates for master's degree will be recognized first, followed by candidates for bachelor's degree. President Mung, these students have successfully completed the curriculum prescribed by the faculty for their respective degrees. It gives me pleasure, on behalf of the faculty, to present these candidates to you.
Now, by virtue of the authority vested by law in the Board of Regents of the University of North Texas System, I confer these degrees upon each of you after successful completion of all academic requirements, with the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations that go with this achievement. And I offer my sincere congratulations.
Ingrid Ileana Alcocer Laredo. Alma M. Alejandro. Armand L. Allen. Javier Alejandro Alvarado. Daisy Alvarez. Bridget J. Anderson. Aria Rose Andrews. Alejandro Araujo. Yvette Arenas. Candace Balderas. Halima Baquedano. Vontae Michael Beard. Paloma Bermudez. Josh I. Berrios. Lilian Bittencourt de Moraes. Danisha Michele Bob. Marcus Lynn Bones. Dean Roger Boyd. Natalie Michelle Brown. Cindy Bullard. Camry Nicole Butler. Tamara Sue Butler. Tiffany Aaliyah Calhoun. Karen G. Cardoza Tapia. Monica Georgina Castillo. Charles Michael Cato. Maria del Rosario Cedillo. Jessica Chavez. Benson Yaobun Shuang. Howard Cleveland. Shaniqua L. Cleveland. Toria Coleman. Jennifer Contreras. Lonique Bichelle Coots. Macy Alonzo Dalton. Clarence James Davis. Stephen M. Davis. Andrew Bernardo de Baca. Stephanie Blackman Delanoy. Marinelli Detres. Ana Karina Diaz. Maria F. Diaz. Milan Princesa Deneen. Aline Quieros Driver. Brittany Rachel Dweck. Tevin Earl Edney. Lori Ann Edwards. Leomi Inez Irvin. Lizette Estrada. Ana M. Fernandez. Maria del Rosario Ferrer. Regina Renee Folks. Vachelle Trume Williams Franklin. Sydney Frazier. Samantha Rose Galvan. Angelica Garcia. Cora Christine Garner. Faba Sarah Gerzum. Takedra C. Gibbs. Molly B. Goldman. Esvedi Gonzalez. Oralia Gonzalez. Stephanie Gonzalez. Jose Roberto Gonzalez Galindo. Castle D. Gray. Joycelyn Elise Hancock. Bria Harris. Wendell James Lamette Harris. Chastity Michelle Hawkins. April Nicole Haywood. Donna Elaine Henry. Cynthia Natalie Hernandez. Denise Abigail Hernandez. Eduardo Hernandez. Erasmo Hernandez. Laura Natalia Hernandez. Shay Leanne Hesselbacher. Tiffany A. Hester. Courtney Amanda Hicks. Grady Fairhill. Mark Alexander Hinojosa. Gerald Joseph Holmes. Belma Humick, Megan Ryan Hunt, Michele Odessa Hurdle, Gwendolyn Denise Irvin, Karen Marie Isbell, Cynthia L. Johnson, Ebonee Nicole Jones, Jennifer Markeisha Jones, Rayshawn Jordan, Elisa Rasmussen Niffen, Aaron Lee Cohen, Claudia Kosiansky, Jonathan Ryan Kramer, Olga Lomas Lara, Timothy Larimore, Barry Levine, Charlemagne Jeray Lewis, Dominga Lira Mendez, Peter Michael Machera, Melissa Michelle Malone, William Shannon Manuel, Christopher Anquan Marshall, Janet Guadalupe Martinez Aguilar, Shawana L. Mason, Yvonne Mata, David J. McDaniel, Kiana Cachet McGowan, Renita Ashley Mendoza, Rosa Elena Mendoza, Tiara Nickel, Marcelo Manuel Migoni, Gifton Dubois Milburn, Billy Joe Miller, Caitlin Nicole Miller, Shelby Elise Middleman, Stephen McKinley Monson, Sharon Marie Montgomery, Ricardo Morales, Gordon Sproul Morris, Jacqueline Ashley Munoz, Deidre Elaine Neely, Mary Louise Nunley, Kevin Ogola, Tracy L. Oliver, Alejandro Pena, Anna Laura Peralta, Ramon H. Perez, Gustavo Perez, Desiree LaJoy Perkins, Taiwan Deshawn Portis, Jessica Guadalupe Posada, Michael Julian Powers, Rosa Irene Puente, Juliana Arely Quezada, Maida Ramirez, Lorraine E. Ramos, Stacy Cherie Ray, Renice Renee Reed, Daphne Michelle Reynolds, Allison Nicole Rhodes. Stephanie Rivas. Mirna Yaneth Rivera Zaldivar. Dejoria M Roberson. Corey Anthony Roberts. Alejandra Rodriguez. Courtney Lorraine Rogers. Marissa Angelica Rosales. Mayra Rosas. Erica Calzette Sanders. Caitlin E. Schmidt. Jacqueline M. Scott Williams. Jason Patrick Seymour. LaShante Ann Sherman. Kenya Silva Rivera. Denise P. Singleton. Harvey Eugene Slayton. Jonathan K. Smiley. Jamie Lynn Smith. Paula D. Smith. Frederica R. Smith Burnett. Diara Carlette Solite. Tiffany J. Stranathan. Christy Sun. Yadavia Wynay Thomas. Teresa Michelle Thompson. Faluv Michelle Tunley. Mara Joseli Quiroz Vaughn. Alicia Villa Piñon. Brenda Rocio Villanueva. Lakeisha Nicole Wade. Fawn Elizabeth Walker. Xavier Remeno Waters. Andrew James Webb. Carmela Jacinda Hall Wells. Bobby L. Wheeler. Nevea Janice White. Aaliyah Treshelle Williams. Chanel Williams. Megan Williams. Yvette Antoinette Wilson. Jennifer Zamudio. Angelica Lisette Aguilar, cum laude. Anita Renea Aguilar, magna cum laude. Elidio Aguilar. Karina Aguilar, cum laude. Shelby Aguilar, cum laude. Trevor Nathaniel Aguilar. Millennia Alexis Aguilar Gonzalez. Giselle Alberter Martinez. John Travis Albright, cum laude. Lucia Florentina Alcacio, summa cum laude. Stephanie Guadalupe Alcocer, magna cum laude. Benita Lorraine Alexander. Antoinette Renee Allen. Kristen Camille Allen, summa cum laude. Victoria Joyce Allen Mitchell, cum laude. Laura Almaguer, cum laude. Ariana Alvarado. Maria D. Alvarado, cum laude. Mireya Alvarado, cum laude. Patricia Alvarado, summa cum laude. Karime Alejandra Alvarado Martinez, summa cum laude. Corey Joe Holloway Amon, summa cum laude. Deashe Moan Simone Anderson, summa cum laude. Ignacio Aranda. Juan Pablo Aranda, summa cum laude. Kimberly Jasmine Arellano. Audrey D. Arizmendi, magna cum laude. Daisy J. Armenta. Teresita Jacqueline Armenta. Jennifer Johanna Armijo. Diamond M. Armstrong. Ashley Elizabeth Arteaga, magna cum laude. Aston Lynn Richardson Atkins. Denise Roshan Austin, cum laude. Maria de Jesus Avalos, magna cum laude. Alicia Michelle Avila. David Avila. Selena Ann Avila. Leslia Naibe Ayala, summa cum laude. Terrence Robert Babb. Sabrina Badillo, cum laude. Sheila Dawn Baiduai, magna cum laude. Connor William Bailey, summa cum laude. Marissa Charisse Maggie Bailey. Symmetria A. Bailey, cum laude. Chukol Lakay Baker. Lizette Banda, magna cum laude. Angelica Barbarena Ramirez, cum laude. Maria Isabel Barboza, summa cum laude. Cleophias Joy Barfield. Kriana Latia Barfield. Marlene Barrera Saavedra. Javier Barrera Puentes, magna cum laude. Jalicia Keshel Battle, cum laude. Kiara Nicole Beeler. Brandon Damon Bell, cum laude. Maria Jose Belmonte. Mirka Lisex Benitez Salmeron. Charity Faith Bearden, cum laude. Malachi Nathaniel Bearden. Josue D. Berganza. Angelica Bermudez. Latrice Marie Berry. Damian Besant. Victor Ian Black. Michelle Blanco Rangel. Madison Nicole Blazing, magna cum laude. Shantarari Denise Blaylock, cum laude. Donald S. Boyce, magna cum laude. Mariah Rochelle Bonifacio. Corey V. Borner. Rihanna Brochet Bowie, summa cum laude. Brandy Sue Boyd. Jonathan P. Brand. Kim Latrice Bratton Rhines. Jasmine Nicolay Brenham Kelly. Shirley J. Broadway. Arthur Joe Brooks. Denise L. Brown. Jordasia Armani Denise Brown, magna cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Brown, summa cum laude. Sanji Alicia Brown. Brianna Nicole Browning. Regina Bruner, cum laude. Medardo Buentello. Potatia Birch, cum laude. Karen Burnside. Courtney Michelle Busby, cum laude. Abel Jonathan Caballero. Brenda Lucia Caballero. Jose Luis Cabrera, cum laude. Jacqueline Calderon Soto. Juan Alfredo Calixto Moreno, summa cum laude. Cecilia Campos. Maliza Zaret Campos Alanis, cum laude. Liliana Cañate Hamilton. Kian Gao. Gemma Veronica Cardenas, cum laude. Daniel Cardona. Lorraine Carlisle, magna cum laude. Andrea Carmona. Kiara Carrasco. Brian Carrillo, cum laude. Giovanna Carrillo, magna cum laude. Raven Gail Carroll. Warren Allen Carter. Kelsey Renee Castañeda. Nancy Castañeda. Yolanda Castano Pola. Armando Castillo. Coquis Castillo, magna cum laude. Susana Dominique Castillo. Griselda Jaylene Castillo Mora. Fatu Cisse. Miguel A. Cepeda, summa cum laude. Orchid L. Cephas, magna cum laude. Janine Cervantes, magna cum laude. Ruby Cervantes. Stacy Shires. Lavon Rochelle Chason. Jesse Benitez Chase. Carolina Chavez. Danny Chavez. Jeffrey Daniel Chavez. Martina Chavez Briones, summa cum laude. Alexis Taylor Cole, summa cum laude. Galena Mary Alal Coleman, magna cum laude. Rosharon Collins. Olga Contreras, cum laude. Sonia Renee Cooks. Corinne Noel Cooper, cum laude. Lonnie Ray Cooper. Tiffany Paige Cooper. Natalie Lizette Cordero, cum laude. Roxana Cordova. Ashley Alondra Correa. Becky Rivas Correa. Venetia Deanne Coulter. Anthony Cox. Kimberly L. Cox. Kirsten B. Crenshaw, cum laude. Gerard LaFrance Crockett, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Crum. Jasmine Cruz. Lindsay Fern Cullum. Stanley Dappa. Ernesto Ezequiel Davila, cum laude. Olivia Lee Davila, cum laude. Stephanie A. Davila, summa cum laude. Veronica Davila, magna cum laude. Andre Maurice Davis. Ashley S. Davis. Ashton Monique Davis. Benicia Ann Davis, cum laude. Raven L. Davis. Walter Lee Davis. Glenda Virginia Davis Best, magna cum laude. Michaela Ann Davis Hofer. Evelyn Alejandra de la Garza. Ana Lilia de Leon. Heriberto de Labra, summa cum laude. Francisco de la Rosa. Scott Allen DeLay, magna cum laude. Alexa P. Delgado. Efrain Diaz. Yolanda Diaz, summa cum laude. Carla Yvette Diaz Rubio. Ruby Clarice Dickerson. Brandon Lakeith Dixon. Mona Lisa Dixon, summa cum laude. Alexia Victoria Duro, magna cum laude. Daniel Duarte. Eduardo Duarte. David Lee Dunafan. Guang An Jung, cum laude. Taylor Larice Durham, summa cum laude. Michelle Ashley Edick. Elham El Filali, cum laude. Sarah Monet Ellis, cum laude. Hennessy A.M.P. Terry Lynn England. Jose Luis Enriquez. Rebecca Escamilla. Adriana Belen Escarzaga. Colleen Lene Esparza. Erica Esparza, cum laude. Joanna Espinoza, magna cum laude. Brianna Arlette Estrada. Katie A. Estrada, cum laude. Olga Estrada, cum laude. Vanessa Estrada, summa cum laude. Luis Diego Eufrasio. Landis Viola Evans. Zachary Morris Evans. Emily Michele Fagan, magna cum laude. Chantel Plushnat Fain. Gregory Lynn Faison, cum laude. Michaela Marler Ferreira, summa cum laude. Jeriah O. Fields. Jocelyn Aspen Figueroa. Orlando Figueroa, magna cum laude. Lucero Figueroa Miranda, cum laude. Jason William Figueroa Fermin, summa cum laude. Jeremiah M. Flores. Jorge Flores, cum laude. Sunday Shantaria Monique Flowers. Melissa M. Fogerson, magna cum laude. Octavius Dante Foster, summa cum laude. Shantae Marie Foster. Fabiola Elizabeth Franco, cum laude. Liliana Franco. Lauren Cynthia Rose Gant. Veronica Gaona, cum laude. Ana Isabel Garcia, summa cum laude. Hugo Enrique Garcia. Jessica Garcia. Jessica Lisette Garcia. Jonathan R. Garcia. Kimberly Marie Garcia, summa cum laude. Telesfora Garcia, magna cum laude. Kimberly Garcia Bernabe, cum laude. Esvede Garibaldi, summa cum laude. Jessica Nicole Garnett. Candace R. Garrett, magna cum laude. Douglas Edward Garrett, cum laude. Ashley R. Garza. Cynthia Maria Garza, cum laude. Margarita Elise Garza, summa cum laude. Gerardo Gaspar. Rona K. Gasaway Jackson. Rodnisha Nicole Gaston. Markeisha S. Gibbons, cum laude. Jared Lee Giles, cum laude. Forrest Nathaniel Glover. Melissa Yamilet Godina Tovar, magna cum laude. Aisha Brishon Golightly. Jonathan Ramon Gomez, cum laude. Maria Elena Gomez Quintero. Julia Machado Goncalves, cum laude. Tiffany A. Gonzalez. Alberto Alonso Gonzalez. Andrea Jasmine Gonzalez. Diane Marlene Gonzalez. Alexis V. Gonzalez. Gerardo A. Gonzalez. Jacqueline Santa Maria Gonzalez, summa cum laude. Jalen Brianna Gonzalez, summa cum laude. Kessia Mirari Gonzalez. Kimberly Gonzalez, cum laude. Kristen Enil Gonzalez, cum laude. Maria Dolores Gonzalez, magna cum laude. Pablita Gonzalez, cum laude. Yvonne Graciano, summa cum laude. Heather Brooke Graham. Sharon Denise Graham Busby. Marcia T. Graves. Juliana Samare Gray, cum laude. Dejorie M. Green. Joshua Charles Green, cum laude. Warney Asian Green. Tracy Yvette Grimes. Byron Ernesto Guadron, summa cum laude. Alejandro Guajardo. Claudia Lisette Guajardo, summa cum laude. Karen D. Guerrero. Valeria Guillen. Carla Lorena Gutierrez, summa cum laude. Leonardo Daniel Gutierrez, magna cum laude. Oswaldo Gutierrez, magna cum laude. Stacy Ann Guzman, cum laude. Eric Mogesi Guaro, cum laude. Laquita Liddell Hall, summa cum laude. Anita Michelle Hamilton. Carrie Elizabeth Hammond, magna cum laude. Gloria Harris. Hannah Grace Harris, magna cum laude. Jesse Harrison. Kevin William Hatcher, summa cum laude. Brittany Louise Hawthorne. La Sherelle Batia Hayes, magna cum laude. Sarah Louise Henderson, cum laude. Elise Marie Henry. Simone Henville, magna cum laude. Ashley Magdalena Hernandez, magna cum laude. Aram Hernandez. Ariel Christine Hernandez. Arlene Janice Hernandez, cum laude. Azila Desiree Hernandez. Claudia Paulina Hernandez, magna cum laude. Daniela Hernandez, magna cum laude. Esmeralda Hernandez. Gloria Hernandez. Jennifer Crystal Hernandez, magna cum laude. Jocelyn Hernandez. Juan Francisco Hernandez. Julio Hernandez, magna cum laude. Kimberly Charlotte Hernandez, magna cum laude. Naide C. Hernandez. Ricardo Hernandez. Valeria Hernandez, magna cum laude. Leslie Bernice Hernandez Martinez. Angel A. Hernandez Opelt. Ashley Herrera. Mariela Herrera. Samuel Herrera, cum laude. Rosie Bell Hightower. Tron Win Wang, cum laude. Mardicia Sadako Hodge. Claire Annalise Homan. Brittany Holden. Christina Marie Holliday. Christopher Michael Holinej, summa cum laude. Stacy Ann Hoot, cum laude. Ashley Dawn Hopkins. Danielle Denise Hopkins, summa cum laude. Donald Wayne Hoyle. Sylvester Huerta. Sarah Nicole Hunt Martinez, cum laude. Arbaz Hussein, cum laude. Joanna Quinn. Abigail Ibarra, magna cum laude. Catherine N. Isaac. Gregory Phil Jackson, magna cum laude. Makia Antoinette Jackson. Siobhan Jackson. Tara Denise Jackson, summa cum laude. Winifred Lee Jackson Bell. Thomas Ray Jacobs. Hobby M. Jallo, cum laude. Miguel Jamaica. Tabitha L. James. Vanessa M. Jaquez, summa cum laude. Nicole Jaramillo Guzman, cum laude. Yareli Jasso, magna cum laude. Nikita Neray Jemerson. Latasha Nicole Jenkins, magna cum laude. Opal Jenkins, cum laude. Alexis Crystal Johnson, summa cum laude. Crystal Chanel Johnson. Jamesia Trichet Johnson. Kevin Stan Johnson. Marquez Ronta Johnson, summa cum laude. Megan Nicole Johnson, magna cum laude. Octavian L. Johnson. Robert Alexander Johnson. Vicky Brown Johnson. Daryl Jermaine Jones. Deidre Lanice Jones. Ivan O'Shea Jones. Nancy Lee Jones. Shatia M. Jones. Shonda Lachelle Jones. Tyron M. Jones. Tommy DeAndre Jordan. Sarah Juarez, magna cum laude. Omar Cashew. William Austin Keeler. Jasmine Nicole Kelly. Akila Kennedy. Malikwa Lamir King. Tanya Ray King, cum laude. Abba Karen Kofi. Gepawin Eric Sustin Coibio. Ashley Marie Curian. Chantel Therese Lacey. Tierra Elizabeth Ann Lacey. Ruthie Joe Lambert. Jatoya Ishun Land Estelle, magna cum laude. Michael Scott Lance, magna cum laude. Vanessa Lara. Araceli Guadalupe Larios Franco. Haley Kian Lahan. Bulmaro Lazarin. Azalia Sarahi Leal, cum laude. Sandra Lizette Leal. Olivia Lee. Trista Marie Leha, cum laude. Shawnee S. Leonard. Shamiko Shanetta Lester. Anna Lee Liggett, summa cum laude. Sherlyn Lira. Virginia Loera. Fernando Lomelli, magna cum laude. Jennifer Ann Long, summa cum laude. Cristal R. Lopez, magna cum laude. Jesus Eleazar Lopez, magna cum laude. Mayra Lopez, summa cum laude. Talia Lopez, magna cum laude. Vanessa Lopez. Yvette Lopez, summa cum laude. Maritza Paola Lopez Duran. Azia Melise Lawrence. Hortensia Ibanez Loya, cum laude. Paula Michelle Lucas. Taylor Rebecca Lutz, summa cum laude. Caitlin Brooke Lynch. Ana Marlene Machado. Delilah P. Magdaleno, cum laude. Lynn Kamal Mahmood. Abigail Maldonado. Makaya Iriana Mallard. Nicholas A. Mancuso. Janya Beverly Mann, cum laude. Teresa R. Mans. Hunter Orion Marion, summa cum laude. Irving Alejandro Marmolejo, cum laude. Karen Marquez, cum laude. Cesareo Martinez, magna cum laude. Cindy Martinez. Cynthia Martinez, cum laude. David A. Martinez. Edgardo Martinez. Emmanuel Martinez. Ivan Martinez, magna cum laude. Jesus Emmanuel Martinez. Jonathan Ulysses Martinez. Jose Antonio Martinez. Maria Martinez. Maria Guadalupe Martinez, summa cum laude. Michelle Martinez. Rosa Marie Martinez, summa cum laude. Viviana Martinez, cum laude. Odamaris Esther Martinez Hernandez, magna cum laude. Daniela Martinez Reyes, cum laude. Sandra Guadalupe Martinez Reyes, cum laude. Elida Jocelyn Martinez Rodriguez, cum laude. Patricia Barrios Masek, magna cum laude. Myra Mata. Karina Judith Mata Ortega. Dustin Heath Mathis. Dominique Lorenzo May. Princess Nicole McClure, cum laude. Ashton Marie McDonald, summa cum laude. Jonathan Turner McDonald, magna cum laude. Jabril Lasan McDuffie. Alma J. McGee, cum laude. Joshua Colby McGuire. Selena S. Medina, cum laude. Jaime Mejia. Isis Jade Melgoza, cum laude. Diana Yvette Mendiola, magna cum laude. Cynthia Jasmine Mendoza, magna cum laude. Abrianne Leandra Miller. Karina Miranda, summa cum laude. Renee Miranda. Ruben Miranda. Danielle Jasmine Mitchell, cum laude. Kevin Troy Mitchell, cum laude. Yarick Molina. Estefany Moncada, cum laude. Javier Monreal. Tonya Lauren Monroe. Melissa Monroy. Celeste Jasmine Montoya, summa cum laude. Laura Christina Montoya. Kaylee Nicole Moore. Ignacio Isai Morales, cum laude. Marcela Araceli Morales, cum laude. Cindy Lynn Moreno. Emmanuel Moreno, summa cum laude. Roberto Edwin Moreno. Kanika Morris. Alexis Morrison. Courtney Jean Moss. Anaiza Muniz, magna cum laude. Nicole Amanda Muniz, cum laude. Guillermo V. Munoz. Melissa A. Munoz. Jessica Munoz Aguilar. Fiorella Lucia Murillo. Jessica L. Murphy, cum laude. Alejandra Estrella Najera, cum laude. Angelica Michele Narvaez. Lawanda Trinette Nash. Lori Ann Nelson. Benjamin Ngo, magna cum laude. Bic Van Ngo, cum laude. Philip P. Ngo. Jacqueline Nieto. Carlos Alberto Nolasco Ibarra. Lexus Ochoa. Cynthia Elizabeth Ochoa Tovar. Cynthia Elizabeth Ochoa Tovar. Neonzima Odeta. Omar Hamid Odahib. Florence Acheng Okech, magna cum laude. Gladys Marie Olivas, summa cum laude. Oluwatosin Samuel Olabodi. Daisy Olvera Zapata, cum laude. Maria del Carmen Ortega, summa cum laude. Ana Heraldini Ortiz, cum laude. Eduardo Ortiz. Misael Ortiz Moreno. Tariq Hassan Omoake Otwemobe. Edgar Ignacio Oviedo. Caitlin Brianna Owens, cum laude. Joshua Nicholas Owens, cum laude. Marissa Jade Ozuna, summa cum laude. DeWaylen S. Page. Jennifer Yvette Paiz Diaz. Yesenia Payares. Eso Pamasi. Joe Christopher Paredes, magna cum laude. Michaela Antoinette Parker Knighton. Elizabeth E. Parks, summa cum laude. Crystal Marie Parra. Freddie L. Pearson. Vanessa Edith Penaloza, cum laude. Giselle Peralta. Claudia Gabriela Perez, magna cum laude. Itajian Elsa Bele Perez, cum laude. Gabriela Perez, cum laude. Maribeth Perez. Marina Lisette Perez, magna cum laude. Alejandro Perez Maldonado, cum laude. Travis Taylor Phillips. Sandra Cecilia Piedra. Richard Alexander Piggott, magna cum laude. Valerie Placencia. Daniela E. Plummer, summa cum laude. Michelle Deborah Polson, summa cum laude. Ashley D. Polk. Stephanie Poole. Derek Allen Pope, cum laude. LaShawn Mary Porter Hill, cum laude. Jennifer E. Portillo, cum laude. Rivaldo J. Portillo, magna cum laude. Alejandra Pozo. Tierra Lynetta Prince. Stephen Douglas Prosper. Alexandria Pryor, magna cum laude. Jordan Cole Pryor, summa cum laude. Diana L. Quevedo, magna cum laude. Samantha Quintana, cum laude. Thalia Ramirez. Azarelli Ramirez Caudillo, cum laude. Natalie Ramirez Galvan. Celestina Randolph Carter. Julia Rangel. Lupita Rangel. Kiara Dorshell Ranson. Brianna Janae Ratcliffe. Riza Rawal. Bethany Razavizadeh, cum laude. Jamie Alexandria Redmond. Charles D. Reed, magna cum laude. Courtney C. Reed. Felisa Dion Reese. Cindy Latrice Reeves. Lisette Regis. Felicia Alicia Reed. Brittany Nicole Relaford. Gavin Charles Ramirez. Dulce Rosaura Renteria. Nancy Requena Gaitan. Araceli Reyes. Joanna Reyes, magna cum laude. Jennifer Liseth Reyes. Esli Reyes Vargas, summa cum laude. Laura Reina, summa cum laude. Marisol Lopez Reina, summa cum laude. Michaela Suzelle Reynosa, magna cum laude. Rodney P. Ryans, summa cum laude. Isela Ann Sanchez Richards, magna cum laude. Norma Jean Richardson, magna cum laude. Gloria Stephanie Rinconi. Dianelli Viridiana Riojas Valenzuela, cum laude. Fernando Rios. Jesus Isaac Rios, summa cum laude. Leslie Alejandra Rios Valdez, summa cum laude. Kiana Danae Roberson, magna cum laude. Jocelyn Marie Roberts. Ashley M. Robinson. Janet Robledo, summa cum laude. Evangelina Rodriguez, magna cum laude. Justin Andrew Rodriguez. Maria Cruz Rodriguez, summa cum laude. Maribel Rodriguez. Michele Alejandra Rodriguez. Renee Celeste Rodriguez. Selena Rodriguez. Ana Cecilia Rodriguez Morales, magna cum laude. Jasmine Marie Rogers. Matthew Samuel Rohan, magna cum laude. Allison Rojas, cum laude. Monica Josefina Rojas. Anise Romero, magna cum laude. Jennifer Romero. Leonardo Romero, magna cum laude. Rebecca Marie Romero, cum laude. Simon Montag Rook, summa cum laude. Jamie Lee Rosen, magna cum laude. Anna L. Rubio. Elizabeth M. Ruiz, summa cum laude. Cristela Ruiz. Raquel Ruiz, summa cum laude. Amanda Michelle Russell, cum laude. Vanessa Ruvalcaba. Sierra C. Salas, summa cum laude. Celeste Nicole Salinas. Sergio Salinas, cum laude. Coldia C. Salas. Adriana Sanchez, cum laude. Ana Karen Sanchez. Eloy Sanchez. In remembrance of Leticia Sanchez, who is being posthumously awarded a bachelor's degree in psychology. Rosa Isela Sanchez, cum laude. Ana Lisbeth Sanchez Alfaro. Phyllis Patricia Sanders. Sandra Santa Cruz. Whitney Lanice Sarton, summa cum laude. Joel Salcedo. David Jason Schaller, summa cum laude. Erica Nicole Scott, summa cum laude. Eduardo Segovia, magna cum laude. Tiffany Janine Self. Alizea Francis Seticeros, cum laude. Shaheen M. Shaheen. Sana Amd Sheikha. Lisa Dawn Shirley, magna cum laude. Alexandra Faye Siegel. Cameron D. Simmons Willis. Richard Simon, cum laude. Elisa D. Singleton, magna cum laude. Aileen Sixtos Trejo. James D. Skierski. Vlad Androyevich Slavin. Ashley N. Smalling. Hunter Leanne Smith. Marcus Smith. Samantha Takara Smith, magna cum laude. Shamiracle S. Smith. Talia S. Smith. Winterlyn N. Smith. Lindsay J. Smith Ogburn. Arlene Solis. Fernando Solis. Javier Solis. Cynthia Sosa. Estefania Meza Sosa. Kimberly Soto, summa cum laude. Melody Marie Stairs Clementson, summa cum laude. Kenya LaShawn Starling. Veronica Renee Starr. Noah Weston Stefanos. Brian Keith Stewart. Crystal Dawn Stewart. Zulema Ruiz Stogner. Bianca Yvonne Stoker, magna cum laude. Marie W. Stokes. Sandra Stubbs, summa cum laude. Erica Suarez, cum laude. Yaritza Suarez. Victoria Somerville, summa cum laude. Timothy Roy Swearingen. Lily Renee Talavera, magna cum laude. Quenisha Nicole Taylor. Maria De Lourdes Teo, magna cum laude. Tamara Lynn Terrell, summa cum laude. Jeterica Shermise Thomas. Michaela Stephanie Thomas. Shannon Dion Thomas, cum laude. Tiffany M. Thomas. Shane Dalton Thompson, magna cum laude. Stephanie Lee Tilley, cum laude. Sylvia Tobias. Mariah Monet Tony, Denise Celine Torres. Isela Torres. Marcos David Torres, magna cum laude. Steve Gregory Torres. Alexis Toscano, summa cum laude. Abby Jacqueline Tovar, summa cum laude. Maribel Trejo, summa cum laude. Jocelyn A. Trevino. Brenda Janet Trujillo. Richard Tucker. Tybrechier T. Turner, cum laude. Tramika Q. Tyson. George I. Ugege. Jose Javier Urbina, magna cum laude. Perla Marisol Urbina, cum laude. Daniel Uzueta, cum laude. Rodolfo Perales Valdespino, cum laude. Ana Cristina Valdez. In remembrance of Araceli Valdez, posthumously awarded a bachelor's in psychology. Guilherme S. Valdez. Leslie Alejandra Valdez, cum laude. Miriam Patricia Valdez. Adi B. Valdez Rodriguez. La Quinta Vance. Omar Vasquez, magna cum laude. Mayra Alejandra Vasquez. Sarahi Elizabeth Vasquez, summa cum laude. Nestor M. Vasquez Flores, summa cum laude. Ermelinda Vasquez Martinez, cum laude. Flor Cristela Ventura, summa cum laude. Tonya Pinones Ventura, summa cum laude. Lisbeth Vieira, summa cum laude. Marcus A. Villagomez. Naomi Jerusha Valletta Linares, cum laude. Isamar Villa Salinas. Cortrez Travell Walker. Morgan Lee Wandel. Akiria N. Ware. Janice Ruth Warner, magna cum laude. Arayan Charmaine Washington. Nikki Washington. Terry Lynn Washington. Summer Nicole Waters, cum laude. Darius Marcel Wayman. Lacey M. Weaver, cum laude. Andrian Juanette Webb. Aaron Weber. Anthony Michael Weeks. Alexandria Shermaine Welch. Jessica Nicole West. Earl Wheaton. Tatasha Nicole Whetstone, magna cum laude. Kevin Darnell White. Morgan Elise Whitley. Chad Michael Whitney, summa cum laude. Ronaldo Keith Wiles, cum laude. Danielle LaShawn Williams, cum laude. Themonti K. Williams. Zoe Simone Williams, magna cum laude. Adrienne D. Willis, Kayla D. Willis, Alicia Jeanette Wilson, Billy Wayne Wilson, Pamela Denise Wilson, magna cum laude, Sherry A. Wilson, cum laude, Nashawn Tamar Weisner, Nakia Woods, summa cum laude, Kelly Michelle Word, Angel Jade Wordlaw, Maria Yanez, Leanne Francis Young, summa cum laude, Nathaniel Raymond Young, magna cum laude, Ava C. Zamora, cum laude, Vanessa Zamora, magna cum laude.
Fierce as the night, great as the day, honor and glory, the trailblazer way, lighting the path, leading the way, loyal and true. It's the trailblazer way. We conquer fear, staring victory in the face. We conquer fear, staring victory in the face. Oh, UNT, we pledge our victory. Oh, UNT, we pledge our victory. Leading a legacy of greatness unbound, honor and glory is the trailblazer way. Leading a legacy of greatness unbound. That is the way, is the trailblazer way. We conquer fear, staring victory in the face. We conquer fear, staring victory in the face. Oh,